in Nigeria, let me say good afternoon if you're watching us from Nigeria. And if you're watching us from America, from UK, wherever, maybe I should say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, any which way. I'm sure greeting you. This is Nigeria. Nigeria, they say great people, great nation. I really love the slogan. Can Nigeria be better? This is a special talk session with me, Oluwaseyi Adebayo. Today, I am with somebody very, very special. Not only special to me, but honestly, I will tell you, special to a lot of people. We respect him, we love him. He's a great personality, he's a great man. He's a great man. When I say a great man, he's indeed a great man. I have Reverend Segun Iluyomade in the house with me. In fact, not in the house. This is his house. So this is his house. We are here to have a discourse with him on the topic. It's a question. Can Nigeria be better? If you believe better, Uncle. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So how are you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for welcoming us, and thank you for hosting us. Thank you. May God continue to help you. We really appreciate all the things that you have been doing, and we pray that more of it will come. You will never go down, sir. So the topic, sir, can Nigeria be better? I have heard series of vox pop with different people, and I want to condemn some, because it's actually a vox pop session, and everybody have the right to their own opinion. Some will say Nigeria will be and some will say, no, Nigeria can be better. What are you saying, sir?
Well, good afternoon, everybody, all the viewers. Whether, like you said, whether you're in Nigeria or the UK, Europe, or the US or Asia, good day. It's a very good question. For some people, it's a very challenging question. Can Nigeria be better? Can Nigeria be good again? Oh, definitely yes. Yes. I will speak and answer that question from two perspectives. Number one, from a biblical perspective, and number two, from a general perspective. I will take it from a general perspective. Nigeria is how old? 1960 to now is 65 years old. We're going to be 65. Relatively, in terms of national ages, still quite young. What we're going through, many countries have gone through it and they have come out successful. American Revolution, England, most European countries, they've been through rough patches. I mean, if you look at America in the 60s, you'll not believe is the America of today, and even what the America is currently going through. If you look at Britain of those days, and let me bring it home a bit. Let me talk about Africa. One of the countries that really challenges me and gives me so much hope to know that Nigeria will be better is Rwanda. 1993, there was a civil war in Rwanda, genocide. The Tutsis versus the Hutus, where 800 to 900 to 1-something million Tutsis were killed. One tribe against the other. I mean, the place was an eyesore. Today, as we're speaking, 2025, Rwanda is one of the best countries in Africa.
Wow.
Even Westerners from Europe, the Western world, they want to move to Rwanda. So in a period of how many years? 30, 35 years, they've changed that country. Because one man rose up, the current president Kigali, who was also a bit involved in that civil war, rose up and put the country straight. So definitely Nigeria can be better. The second example I like to air out is, look at the United States of America. What is currently going on? Last year they had the election. Nobody thought that Donald Trump would ever win the election. But they were even supposed to kill him. They tried to kill him. But now he has won, raising up. His vision is make America great again. And that's what he's doing. Don't listen to don't ignore all the riots, and it's people that don't want it to work. They're the ones rioting. They're just foiling. But look at his policies, don't look at his personality, look at his policies, look at what he's doing, trying to do to that country to make it great again. Because the truth is, America was going down with all the transgenderism and all the nonsense going on there. Okay? So suddenly, and when that happened last year, I thought to myself, God, what about Nigeria? If suddenly you can just bring this man back, put him back in the office, and let him try and put this country back. What about our own country? We are praying, and prayers have been going on this country for so long. So yes, Nigeria can be great again. It's a matter of the right leaders getting there. And now, my second perspective, let me go to the perspective of God. Because ultimately, God rules over the affairs of men. He rules over the affairs of men. I've mentioned two examples amongst many other countries that have suddenly turned around. Romania now, again, is suddenly turning around. They just had an election, and one conservative focused guy won. So, coming back to our country, Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria can be great again. And Nigeria will be great again. And Nigeria is actually moving towards being good again. People don't see it because they're looking at the wrong examples. We're looking at what is happening in society. We're looking at the price of petrol. We're looking at the price of food. We're looking at the cost of living. And
looking at banditry.
We're looking at banditry and kidnapping. And when you look at that, it's very discouraging.
Yeah.
Very, very discouraging.
So there's actually no how we won't look at that.
Yes, I know, because we're all human. Yeah. But you see, if you're able to see beyond that, as a Nigerian myself, and as by the grace of God, and I say this with all humility, someone who has traveled quite often. Over the years, the image other countries have about Nigeria is changing gradually. It's changing. When people now look, are you Nigerian? Sometimes you just want to be your friend. There was a time when they say, are you Nigerian? They're thinking of fraud, scam, corruption. And yes, all that is still there.
Yeah.
But within that, they have seen that it is not all about fraud, scam, corruption. They have seen that Nigerians are very intelligent people.
Yeah.
Very, very intelligent people. Look at our music. Look at our Nollywood.
Yeah. Film industry.
The film industry. Look at our economy. Where they say Nigeria is the biggest, largest economy in Africa. Between them, Egypt, South Africa. Anyway, we're top three.
But economically, we're not really doing fine.
Yes. We'll come to that. So, when you look at those seeds, something is working in the background. Something is coming up. Because now people want to identify with our music. A lot of people want to identify with our movie industry. Even investors want to put money into it. A lot of people want to identify with
I think they
Nigerians.
are already
They're already putting money into it, exactly.
because we have like this, the likes of Sony Music partnering with with our so-called celebrities.
Yes, so they're already putting money into it. Then a lot of people want to identify with Nigerians. The fact that Nigerians go to school, will read. Okay, in the US, this same President Donald Trump, in his first presidency in 2016 to 2020, in that saga where he called Africa a shithole, he now retracted and called Nigeria. They said they found out Nigeria in the minorities in America. Minority means the ethnic people, the people with small population. Nigerians in America are the most educated of all the peoples that migrated to America. Nigerians are the most educated. We have the highest number of graduates as per population of Nigerians in the US. Where it was higher than the population of Americans who have read.
I heard something recently, I think I watched it. It was like, I don't know, but the white man was saying, the people they have taken over our job, whatever. And the person that was interviewing him asked, okay, are you educated? He said, they have taken over our education.
What do you mean they've taken over our education?
That means we're really doing fine.
We're doing fine. Doctors, lawyers, IT professionals, engineers, accountants, we're doing fine. Most of our politicians, and sometimes it's foolishness. That's why I say when you look at the seed, most of our politicians, when they go over there, they fly private to go to England, to go to America for treatment. Guess who attends to them? Nigerian doctors.
I heard something, sir. Sorry. I heard that then the kings in the UK, the presidents, even in Saudi Arabia, the prime minister, they were coming to Nigeria for treatment, our UCH. So what happened along the line? How did we get
here
where we are right now?
Yeah.
What happened along the lines?
Yeah, it's government. They used to refer cases from other countries, African countries. I even had because it was fashioned after a British hospital. It's a Usage University College Hospital. So for those who want to do medicine, that's where you go and do your housemanship and all this kind of stuff. So after you do a few years, a year or two in UI, you move to UCH. Okay? So in those days, we used to take cases from Africa, bring them here. I even had that, even some cases from England, they come and treat them in Nigeria. Okay? So what happened? It's government. Now, these are same doctors. When they've studied medicine, or some of our other people, it's called brain drain, when they study other courses, we go to other countries to benefit them. They don't stay. So, and we are highly employed. Gatwick Airport, one of the largest airports in London, the second, Heathrow number one, Gatwick number two, that is owned by Nigeria, who heads a conglomerate that bought it.
Wow. Yeah.
So what there's certain seeds you see. So you see this perception that Nigeria is bad, everything in Nigeria is bad, that Nigerians are crooks is a lie. Only a small percentage, very small. And every country has crooks. Every country has crooks. So it's a very small percentage. Okay? The larger population, the average Nigerian just wants to work, feed his family, put food on the table, live somewhere, drive, go to school. The average Nigerian. We're an opportunity-seeking people. They call it hustle.
Yeah.
Just want to hustle.
Yeah,
we're an opportunity. Yes. Okay. So, with that seed, and like I said, God is already working. Going back to my second perspective now, God is already working in that We're people that are looking for opportunity. We're people that want to go to school. We're people that are educated. We're people that hustle. We're not a lazy set of people. We're not a lazy nation.
So why did our former President Buhari, called some the youths, the Nigerian youths, lazy youths?
I will not comment too much about that because when you look at the character of Buhari, I just because
Right.
Buhari, one of the worst presidents Nigeria has ever had.
So I think from what I have heard from your side, is like most of those problems were actually caused by us.
Yes. Self-inflicted.
We demarket ourselves.
Yes, self-inflicted. Yes, self-inflicted. You know, but that can deter God because the seed is there, and all God needs to do is work with the seed. Nigeria is one of the countries that has the largest population of youth, young people. What that means is labor. And these are not young people who did not go to school. These are young people who are educated. They go to school, they graduate, nothing to do. In Nigeria, education is our culture. It's a culture. At least you must go to school. Just go to school. Even if there's no job after, just go to school. It's a culture. The average family in Nigeria has at least one graduate. Either university, polytechnic, or something. So, those are seeds that, with the right leadership, will blossom. There's nothing they're doing in China that we can do in Nigeria. I've been to Aban once or twice, and it's like, boy, look at these people. Just go to Aban. So by the time our government begins to bring in industrialization through, number one, constant electricity. Constant electricity. Good governance, good government initiatives. Then how does the country grow? Through industrialization. The country is stable, is secure. You have population that can work. You have educated population. Okay, there's good power supply. Industries will come because labor is cheap here. And industries want cheap labor. They will come here. If our government were wise, those are the things they will establish. And then industries will come. When the industries come, we have the population of young people who are ready to work. Nigerians are innovative people. So, when you're in Nigeria, it depends on what you're looking at. If you look at what you can see, you'll be discouraged. But if you look at what you cannot see, what is not so obvious, it's quite encouraging. It's quite encouraging. Because Nigeria is growing, 65 years old, huge population, the most populous black nation on earth. That is an advantage. Okay? Things are setting bit by bit. Yes, slowly, yes, as our nations grow. America is 250, 260 years old. Britain is God. It's 1,000 years old.
So we can't compare.
Don't even talk about Italy. Italy is over 2,000 years old. Egypt, oh Lord, Egypt is 3,000 something years old, maybe 4,000 something years old. Okay, so we're coming. Oil, I said something. Oil, I was discussing this with somebody. Oil is not our real riches. It's not oil. Our real riches in Nigeria, apart from the mineral resources, is manpower. Human resources. Oil is going to be obsolete very soon because electrical is coming up. So very soon now, oil will not be as important as it is now. The same way, after some time, nobody uses VHS video, whatever, DVD. Nobody uses it again. How is yeah, exactly. So we have a population of hustlers. I use that word. You know what I'm talking about. Okay? So it's a matter of right leadership meeting with the population. Now, there's a saying that said, success comes when opportunity meets preparation. Success comes when opportunity meets preparation. Nigeria is preparing. In our preparation, yes, we've had many turbulent experiences. Yes, that's part of the preparation. Yeah. I want it to continue. Okay, so when opportunity meets preparation, success comes. Nigerians are preparing. The opportunity will come when the right government gets in. And that's why some people have a problem. They will never get in. They will. I've just mentioned 2 countries, Rwanda, they will. Ghana, another country, even the so-called United States, with Trump coming in, that is the right opportunity. Okay?
So the right opportunity will come one day.
It will come one day. The youth are rising up already. They are. The youth have started going for presidency.
Yeah.
Whatever it didn't used to happen before.
But I have seen some people saying that we are scared of this youth too. This youth that all they know is to buy G-Wagon, is to go to club.
Okay. Good. Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
Another excellent example.
That man is different.
How old is he? 38 years old.
39?
38, 39. See how he has transformed the country. He's a captain, young guy. His mentor, Thomas Sankara, died in I think he was killed in 1987, 88. He was 32 or something like that. He became, I think if I'm correct, he became head of state at 28, if I'm correct. He was there for 3 years until they killed him. Supported by France. Because France wanted him out.
So I think there's this Western world. They are pitching us.
They do. Yes. The Western world, they're always behind. Yeah.
Why are we allowing that? Is it money?
It's part of the disunity because you think for yourself. When you have a child, after some time, you expect the child to think for themselves. So you can't come to me now to betray you as president, and they say they will support me to become president, kill him. France will support you. That's what they did. So they went to his vice. I think he just died, if I'm correct. I can't remember. I don't know. I never knew the guy. The country just went down. You want to be president? France will support you. Kill Thomas Sankara. Take. And he did. And when he did, the country just went. And France, they will do that because they want to keep having access to all the wealth in your country. So in France, they have free education, free health. In Burkina Faso, they don't. Nice. Meanwhile, Burkina Faso's gold is the one sponsoring France's economy. And they do that in all the 14 colonies they have in Africa. So this young guy comes up, does a coup. I think in 2022, he does a coup, takes over, and look at the country. So it's the youth. What his mentor, Thomas Sankara, could not finish, he's doing it. He dresses like Thomas Sankara, he does everything like Thomas Sankara. So he says one thing. In 1987, with Thomas Sankara's rise into power, that was the seed. So 1987, thereabout, till 2022, how many years? 35, 33, 30 something years. But the country is okay today. They are moving towards, and then Mali follows, Niger follows, Senegal follows. The president of Senegal is very young. I don't know how old he is. He won the election last year, but he's young. He's also kicking France out.
Yeah.
France out. The president of Liberia is George Weah. He used to be a footballer. Okay? So, and I know Nigerians will come because God has put Nigeria in such a strategic position. Population, intelligence, wealth in this country, mineral resources, talk of it, we have it. Oil, we have it. Those things that God put there, it is not to be used and mismanaged and embezzled. No, it's for a purpose. Okay? Now, those resources need good management, which we don't have yet. But we will get.
So one of the problems we're having is lack of good management.
But that's the only problem we have. We don't have any natural disaster. We don't have earthquake. We don't have hurricane. We don't have nothing, no natural, no, we don't have volcanoes in Nigeria. Our hurricane, earthquake, volcano is government.
So we actually don't have people that can manage our
We don't have it.
resources.
We don't have it.
So what are they doing with the resources?
Squandering it. Squandering. Nigeria easily, in 1980, 7980, United Arab Emirates wanted to loan money from Nigeria. We didn't give them.
But
We
reverse
did-
is the case now.
We did not. Now the reverse is the case. We did not give them. Then they discovered oil. Now it's the same oil. I think we even have more than them. If you now go to the so-called Dubai that we go to, and you look at Nigeria, you will not believe. And they've done that in about 30 years. Right leadership, vision. So it's all about vision. And God, in His infinite mercy, has elaborating on my second perspective is the most important. Elaborating on that is God, in His infinite mercy, has His timing. He has His timing. We've all seen the rise of, in quote, of China. China now manufactures everything. China, some 50 years ago, was squandering in poverty, dictatorship over there. I mean, they still have it to a minute level now. But look at China. So it's a matter of the right leadership coming, and it is coming. The seed that Nigeria needs for right leadership, whoever that person or those people are, they are already born. They're working somewhere now. Maybe they're in primary school, maybe they're in secondary school, maybe they're in university, I don't know. They're already there. So the concept of God comes in that He is the one that will arrange it. Because God is a master chess player. He's the one that will arrange it in such a way that somehow that guy will rise to power. Somehow Trump came back into office. Donald Trump is not supposed to be in that office. That's why they're throwing tantrums, misbehaving, rioting, because they can't believe that this man is back in office. We tried everything to take him out.
There's a place of God.
Yes, there's a place of God. Because the Bible says God reigns in the affairs of men. And let me take you to the Bible. There are prophecies. Isaiah chapter 18, verse 2 says something. It says, speaking to a people tall with smooth skin, a people in the land divided by the rivers. Let me read it so that it will not be that I am quoting offhand. Okay? I want to be exact. Okay? Verse 2 says, which sent envoys by sea in purpose boats over the waters. Go, swift messengers to a people tall and smooth skinned, to a people feared far and wide, an aggressive nation of strange speech, whose land is divided by waters. So when I look at this, is the NIV, New International Version. When I look at this, we are an aggressive people. Nigerians are just aggressive. We are tall. We have smooth skin. And then most, because there are many countries too who are tall, who are smooth skin, like Sudan, Uganda. But a land whose land is divided by rivers. River Niger and River Benue divides Nigeria. East, west, north. Okay? So there's hope. God has a plan for this country because people have been praying. I know somebody who has been praying for over 40 years for this nation. God hears prayers. He does. Yes, sometimes it gets overwhelming. God now. Yes. But God hears prayers according to his own time and season. The Israelites were in Egypt for over 400 years. Actually, 430 years. They were not slaves for 430 years, contrary to belief. You know, if you read the Bible, they were not slaves for 430 years. But the number of years they were present in Egypt was 430 years altogether, from the time they got there with Joseph to the time of Exodus with Moses. But in all that time, they were not slaves. Okay? Maybe they were slaves for, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 years, 120 years. But they've been praying for God to deliver them. It didn't happen overnight. Because as they were slaves, they were learning strength. Look at Israel today. There are very few nations that can fight Israel. Look at Israel today. Small nation, about the size of Oyo State and Oshu State put together. Look at what they produce and manufacture. Look at Israel today. Military might. There are four forefathers. So when God left them to suffer, to be slaves, was teaching them strength because he knew the location where they were, they need to be strong. They need to be strong, and they are strong. So finally, when God decides he was going to answer the question, the prayers, what did he do? He did not choose an Israelite who was already in slavery, who was already an adult. He went to give birth to one who was in Egypt, who was a Jew but grew up in Egypt, who was an Israelite that grew up in Egypt. His name was Moses. And then Moses grew another 80 years. I said, God, another 80 years before God now sends him. He ran away when he was 40 from Egypt, went to Media. Midian is where Saudi Arabia is now, in that area. And then God trained him for another 40 years before he called him. 80 years. Then he now came back to deliver them.
So there's time for it.
There's a time for everything.
God has time.
Yes, there's a time for everything. Maybe God is waiting for a certain generation to die. There's a time for everything. According to his purposes and his plan. Ours is to keep praying and keep hoping. And we're already seeing signs. We're seeing signs. Because when I look at the average young person in Nigeria nowadays, the way they think, we have come up with all kinds of interesting careers in Nigeria. Social media influencer, content creator. So we see signs. They don't think like the previous generation. Some reason, even the ones who are in the diaspora, this so-called Gen Z, they just love Nigeria. They resonate with their culture, even over there. They want to come home. Although their parents might not encourage them to come home because of fear of what is happening. But the ones who are old enough, they come. My children, they come, and their mates, they just want to come. They just like it. So they see what the older generation is not seeing. They don't see all that fear and all that. So we're seeing hope. We're seeing hope. And that's the seed that God needs. So He is the master planner. He is the master chess player that will orchestrate everything and play the chess in such a way that the right person that He has anointed will get into leadership and turn everything around. Somehow He was able to orchestrate that Ibrahim Traore got into leadership. And look at what He's doing in Burkina Faso, a country that was poor, unknown. Some people didn't even know where the country was. On the map, where is Burkina Faso? We look at that country today.
Actually brought the country into limelight.
He brought the country into limelight. Mali, Niger are following, Senegal is following. So there's hope for Nigeria. What election was that? I wasn't in the country. Well, what election that was? Was it 2016 or 2020? Which one did Showore?
I think
2016.
Participated in 2015 and I think 2023 too.
Uh-huh. So when young guys like that begin to rise up and have a voice, it started. It started. The NSAS protest that they crushed because they were so afraid of the youth, it started. Those are seeds. It started. The revolution is on the inside. It started. And at the right time, it will erupt like a volcano. A volcano doesn't just start one day.
Yeah, it starts gathering.
Yes, it's gathering momentum under. It's gathering momentum under. Then one day, it just erupts and then the lava comes out and destroys everything around. That is the case of Nigeria. It started. If you look in the right direction, you will see that momentum is building. Nigerians are very resilient people. Petrol is 1,000, we will survive. Petrol is 1,200, we will survive. So it's starting. We will look for something to do. We will do one hustle. So it's starting. It's starting. It's starting. It's starting. So it's a matter of when the right time, the right opportunity meets the right preparation is there, then it will erupt. So there is hope. A lot of hope. If there are no hope, some industry is still coming. They say China is coming to build an EV factory, electronic vehicle factory in Nigeria. Why Nigeria? There's hope. Our resources, there's hope. God put them there for a reason. And one thing I know, God does not fail. I pray it happens in our lifetime. We don't know. But thank God we have children. God does not fail. So there is hope for Nigeria. The fact that we're still together as a nation, that's another point. That we're still together as one nation, there's hope. Because what is happening in Nigeria, 1/4 of it did not happen in other countries that led to civil war. Yeah, that led to civil war.
Yeah.
Igbo, Hausa,
Killings.
and what happened in Rwanda that civil war broke out. Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba, we're still living together. We're even intermarrying. Yes, okay, yes, there might be some friction, but we're still together. Yes, we fought one civil war, which by the grace of God, my father fought in that war. But with the current things happening, and that has been happening, the economic hardship, the disagreements, we're still together. Those are signs that God is hearing our prayers. And He's not letting us down. Okay? So there is hope. There is a lot of hope. And it will happen.
Thank you very much.
It will happen.
Thank you so much. There is hope. There is a lot of hope for Nigeria.
A lot of hope. Yeah.
And it will happen. Nigeria will be better.
And if I might add something, for Nigeria to be better, you have to play your part. Every single Nigerian.
The Bible will say, "Àjùmọ̀ṣe gbogbo wa ni."
It is not just Tinubu and his government. You that you're looking at me, play your part. Are you proud of your country? And I can sit down here, use so many examples. Nigerians, the way we treat our society, we just anywhere. Just want to just go to one corner. We drive anyhow. We do things anyhow. Disobey law, play your part. If all of us play our part, we ignore government, it can be better for each and every one of us. Where dishonesty, scam, play your part. The Nigerian, when he's in Nigeria, you just go to one corner, go and weed there. But if he has the opportunity to go to London, he won't go to one corner and go and peace there. But then you do it in your country. It's because you don't value your country. And the way you carry your country is the way others will carry it for you. So all of us have a part to play in making Nigeria good again.
Thank you very much, sir. There is a hope for a better Nigeria. I need to do my own part, and you also need to do your own part. I really want to say a very big thank you to our Reverend. And they say something that behind a successful man, there is a loaded woman. There is somebody that is behind. You understand? So I won't let this go without we hearing from the woman behind the world famous Rev Segun Iluyomade. So you will listen to Reverend Mrs. Iluyomade in a bit. Just let us hear what she has to say. Our mothers, our ladies, they are also wise. So don't ever think that women are not wise. So but most of the times they know more than us. So let's listen to her. I call her Auntie Oli Iluyomade. Ma, can Nigeria be better? We have spoken with your husband, and I said we need to hear from you. This thing will not go without hearing from the backbone, because behind every successful man, there is a woman at that corner that is actually feeling the thing. So, ma, do you think Nigeria can be better? Don't be afraid, don't be scared.
Not at all. Not at all. Can Nigeria be better? So before I give my answer to that question, I'll take us through some information. So I want to start by talking about an English gentleman named Sidney Granville Elton. He was popularly known as Pa Elton. In 1937, he came to Nigeria, okay, and he lived in Nigeria for 50 years. 50 good years. God sent him here, okay? Even his daughter still lives in Nigeria, somewhere in the west of Nigeria. She's in her 80s or so. Yeah, okay? So he gave a prophecy about Nigeria, and I'll read that out. It says, Nigeria and Nigerians will be known all over the world for corruption. Your name, Nigeria, will stink for corruption. But after a while, a new phase will come, a phase of righteousness. People from nations of the earth will hold a Nigerian and say, we want to follow you to your nation to go and learn righteousness. That was a prophecy given as far back as the period while he was here. Okay? So I want to start with that prophecy. And then I want to also touch on a few other prophecies regarding Nigeria. I remember the General Overseer of Redeemed for many years. I remember from the late 90s when we used to spend a lot of time with him in the UK. He would say the Nigerian passport will be a desired document. There will come a time when the Nigerian passport will be a desired documents. Okay? Then I want to forward on to a gentleman called Fela Duotoye. He's a motivational speaker. He went for presidential, he was a presidential candidate at some point. In 2014, to be exact, he attended a youth conference in Fountain of Life, Pastor Taiwo Odukoya. On Thursdays, he usually he used to hold what they call Thursday showers. And I used to watch it from the US. It was about, Canada, it was about 3 a.m. my time. This particular day, because the youth conference was on, they had invited him to speak to the youth. And he shared with them, as he started, that God spoke to him and said, by 2025, Nigeria will become a desired destination. By 2025. Then he went on to say that shortly after God spoke to him about that, he was in the car listening to the radio, and I think he said there was a woman online saying exactly the same thing. Shortly after that, he heard the general overseer of Redeemed saying the same thing, that will become a desired destination. So I've heard that years ago in 2014 and almost forgotten till I was having a conversation with my daughter December last year. She mentioned it to me twice. She said, "Mommy, everybody is in Nigeria." She said it the first time, didn't really register. But we spoke another day and she mentioned it again. She said, even foreigners. And that prophecy came back. What Fela Duotoye said came back. I started screaming. Then I shared with her what Fela Duotoye had said. I said, this is 2024, right? I'd heard about dirty December. A lot of youth coming back. So even those getting married fix their weddings in December because they know that they will have their crowd and their friends here. Desired destination. It's either they're getting new Nigerian passports or they're getting visas. But everyone, including celebrities that are not Nigerian, American celebrities, all of them are heading to Nigeria. Why? Okay? So from there, I will go on to, so that's to do with the prophecies. What do I see? Well, I'm an optimistic person, so I always see the good in everything. And I've seen a lot of good things. And one of the things I've mentioned, or I tend to talk about time and time again, is the fact that the businesses that we see in Nigeria today are not the ones we used to see when I was a child, when I was a teenager, when I was in uni. It was just the regular businesses, doctor's office, pharmacy, engineer's office, architect, just the norm, no creativity. Because that time, in quotes, everything was good and rosy. And even a lot of people tend to say, yeah, then Nigeria was good. Okay, yeah, it was good because it was comfortable for us, but couldn't it have been better? What I do see is the fact that out of diversity, creativity comes, growth comes, a lot of things come, innovation out of diversity, out of suffering. So even though we might look at the stage we're in now that, oh, we are suffering, but definitely a lot of good has come out of it. And still in that, God is working. Now, God works with seeds, okay? My husband did mention a lot about seeds. God works with seeds. If we read the Bible, we will know. I'll mention a few. Moses, which my husband mentioned, came as a baby. When he was born, nobody knew what he came for, to deliver, to take the Jews to the promised land. Okay? Jesus, yes, the Jews were expecting a king, but they did not realize that the king would come through a manger. So the question, can Nigeria be better? Yes, and yes, and yes.
Thank you very much. Nigeria can be better. God knows the waste time. God knows the rush. He has his own timing. If it is not time, it doesn't move, right? It doesn't act. Yes. But when it is time, time will not today, not yet has come. So Nigeria I believe it will be better. Mrs. Iluyomade believe it will be better. And our own Reverend too, he believes that Nigeria will be better. Me, I have a role to play. You have a role to play, every one of us. And that's the whole laughing. So yeah, that's what the Yorubas will say. And this song is this popular song that says Nigeria ti gbogbo wa ni. It is actually for every one of us.
Yes.
Or is it for the Americans?
No.
It is for us that are. Ó máa gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́ torí kò sí ibòmíràn tí a lè lọ. Some will say that kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ a lè lọ sí America now, we can go to America. Why are you saying there is no other place we can go? Well, it's not continuous. Àjò lè dà bí ilé. In other words, you can never compare America to your own country.
Yes.
The way you can do in your own country, you cannot do like that in America. So Nigeria is still our country. We are great people and we have a great nation. Watch out for the next episode. This was good fun. Thank you very much. My name remains Oluwaseyi Adebayo. So it's a very special talk session with me and with a host of others. Don't worry, Nigeria. Thank you.